Today I'm with Sonja Radojkovic, and she's going to speak a little bit about the beginning of her career, how she started with the piano. How are you doing today?
Dear Giulio, I'm very happy to be with you today and to talk with you. What to say to you? I'm born in ex-Yugoslavia, in the country with six republics, and in Belgrade, in the capital of ex-Yugoslavia. And I started to play piano with 6 years old. I'm from family where my parents are very educated, but not in music fields. My mother a journalist and father a machine engineer, and they didn't think to put me in music school. And when I was 6 years old, I started to say all the time that I want to go to music school. So my grandfather, mother's father, bought me piano, and my parents didn't want me to buy good piano. They thought, oh, that's just wish of little girl, it will go. So he bought me the worst piano he could at that time, just because they thought, wish of little girl. She want to go to moon next year. She wants something other. But when I was even my parents didn't give me music school. They gave me in some place where you teach music and tennis and driving and everything. But then a professor said she's so talented, give her in music school. And when I went in music school with 9 years old, in the same year for 6 months, I was best. I got first prize in whole ex-Yugoslavia. So that competition changed my life. Then I said to my parents, I will be a pianist. I never ever wanted anything other. Even I was very good in school. I was very good in this natural sciences, mathematics, physics. I loved it very much, but never ever wanted nothing other. So I live my dream.
That's amazing. And what
Yes.
does music mean to you? What benefits do you think it can bring to an individual?
Oh, Julia, this is my whole my life. This is whole my life. I'm workaholic. I think that if I didn't have possibility to get in contact with art, I would be very good in anything other. But life is art is all my life. I don't have my own kids, but my students are my kids. So my life is my playing concerts, traveling in whole world, around the world, and changing these emotions and energy with public, and also work with my students, like a work holiday from concerts with students and then back to the concert stage. Special because I think that professor who himself play active concerts as me, as I do, can give the best for students, because it's different when somebody just teach and doesn't have experience on stage. I must say openly that my first professor of piano, she was a very good professor, but not a good pedagogue. So she never played piano, and she always was afraid when her children play. So she put me this stress. And then, for example, she wrote letters to my mom, 5 pages. Dear Miss Radojkovic, your daughter plays things at sits in third bar, something like that. And then when I went to Moscow to study Tchaikovsky Conservatory, which is one of the best schools in the world, my professor Lieberman, who was one of the best students of Neugaus, who was god of 20th century in piano pedagogy, he was in wheelchairs and he couldn't walk, but he was as my second father. And I remember when I had first public concert, he couldn't come to the concert because of this health problem. He also only went for lessons at the university. I called him and asked, Professor, what if I make mistake? Because I was always afraid of a mistake. And he said to me, dear Sonichka, he called me like Sonia, some sweetie, please make mistake, just play with heart. And that from that time, believe me, Julio, I never ever had problem with the stress for public, because I remember myself, and I teach my students also, that music is something where we need to give love and emotions to somebody who listen. I'm, thanks to God, not hero that I cut 1 centimeter or millimeter more and somebody die. I just give music and love to public, and believe me, I feel and to receive back.
I understand. And what do you recommend to the students that want to become professional musicians?
they first need to love that and to believe in themselves and never give up. Never give up. I always, for example, I compare my profession with sport. And very often send them some links from Instagram, somewhere where I found YouTube. Some Hussein Bolt say, I trained 4 years to run 10 seconds. Or, for example, woman who wrote Harry Potter, so many times 12 or 17, I don't know, many publishers didn't want to publish her book, but she believed in herself and knocked, and she received now world career. So as much is important to love what you work, it's important to believe in yourself, to believe in your dreams, and never to give up. I really believe that when we want something very much, we attract that in our lives.
And what challenges have you faced in your career?
Oh, I faced, challenge. I can say that because I'm coming from a country where we had this war, Balkan wars, and many times it was so big problem to travel. For example, if I want to go to New Zealand, I send my passport with DHL to New Zealand. Then 6 weeks I change visa. I can't travel nowhere, waiting to come back, and you know. Um, and then it's so funny anecdote. I played some concerts with Swedish pianists who asked me, how you, who are from one Yugoslavia, play much more concerts than me because I'm from Sweden. And said, just because of that, because you are born in a country where everything's so easy and everything is in front of you, you can just take. And the people who are born in so paradise country with any um, some difficulties, as we had these terrible wars, they sometimes don't fight so much because they use that everything is easygoing. And somebody from as me, it's a matter of surviving. I live from every second out of country. Of course, I love it to be in my country, but I live for my concert, for travel there, to come back. So I have this big fire. And this is what I also teach the others. And I must say you something. When I had concert in Paris, I got wonderful critic in newspaper. And one big name wrote about me. Sonja has um, two things in her playing: tender Slavonic soul and volcano temperament. So this is a mix of my nature. I'm very temperament. The same I talk, you can see. I talk much little quicker, maybe louder than many people do. But I'm also very emotional and very romantic, and so that is very nice. When you listen performer on the stage, you can feel his personality totally. So
That's amazing. Tell us a little bit about the music scene and the culture in general in your country.
we have very big cultural life in my country, especially after Second World War. We had these connections with Russia, where is very good school of music, and many of our musicians, as me, went there to study. So many of them married somebody, and so many Russians came, and they developed very good piano and violin school. So we have a lot of concerts going on all the time, and very good. But always it's important to compare with others because competition make you to be better, and also I must say quantity also makes you better. Um, for example, in one Moscow, when I started there, it was 2 million tourists every day, and Belgrade has 2 million people. So when you have 10 million people, you can is easier choose five the best than when you have 100,000 people in some city or 2 million. So um, that's it. We have very good music life, very good. Professors of piano, and we have also mix of German school, Hungarian school, Um, so our professors work, me, myself also, with my students. We work on technique and of beauty of sound. And I must say about me that I have a lot of students with who I work, and that my students are really the best. I send the best music concertos in the world. People with who I worked, for example, now last one is girl from Croatia, from Zagreb, and she worked with me some 1 year and a half, and she wanted to go to America, and she passed Juilliard and Mannes School of Music and Manhattan School of Music and Boston and Los Angeles. So, for example, many of them I sent to Sweden, to France, to Spain. So in the best conservatories, they are one of the best. So I push them. I always give them wings to go, and that the world knows about them. About challenging, I can say, when you live in a little country as my country is, um, we don't have so much impresarios, music managers. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult for somebody from London or Paris or New York to know about me. And that's I come back to this fire thing with Swedish pianists. I need to knock, and there's somebody here about me. And they have very interesting stories, I must tell you. Some 15 years ago, I knocked to some concert agency in London to get there
Yeah.
to a concert. And then my ex impresario, Harold Smith was his name. He unfortunately died some 7 years ago. He just divorced and wanted to go to New Zealand because wife is from New Zealand and took children there. And he said, okay, I organize concerts, but we will do that in New Zealand instead in London. I said, okay. So I went 5 times to New Zealand for big concert tours for 6 weeks through him, or some man, Gunnar Hostad from Norway. I met in Mallorca when I played, and he was at the concert. Loved very much my Chopin Fantasie Impromptu, and then he said, "I must make that the Norwegian public hear your playing of Chopin." So this is interesting things. Life bring you nice stories if you believe in them.
That's true. Yeah. And what are your plans for the future in your career? A dream that you want to be true to come true in the future?
Dear Julio, I pray and would like to stay healthy and to live my dream till I'm in life in this planet, to play as much possible concerts, to travel around the world with my solo concerts, as soloist with orchestras, and to have some good students where I can teach and give them my knowledge, because it's very nice changing energy. When you teach somebody, you also teach from them. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
true.
nice. This is my dream, to travel, play concerts, and to teach. And I must tell you something. When we once talked, you and me, you asked me how is to be soloist, to choose to be soloist. It's difficult, but has also good things. When I won this competition when I was 9 years old, I mentioned to you, I said to my parents, I will, Dad, I will make that your family name is known all around the world. So um, it is much difficult. You must work much harder, and everything is on you, good or bad things. But I live my dream. When you travel abroad, sometimes you feel a little lonely because you are alone in hotels, alone everywhere. You know, it happened to me when I started to travel. I was 20 and some. For example, I will tell you that in West Europe, because I'm from Europe, I can compare with European pianists. They start career with 20s already, and I started almost. It was 1929 when I started to turn around the world. So it's never late, you know. And I was in New Zealand in hotel for 7 days. It was hotel 5 stars, everything wonderful with spa, everything. But it was so alone. Driver come to me, drive to concerts, come back alone, And I wanted to ask to reception when is dinner. And they was excuse to me 5 times. Sorry, sorry. Oh, it's not written in your room. Yes, it was written, but I just wanted to find a reason just to go to ask something, to meet people, to talk. So when you choose to be soloist, you need
Yeah,
to face also loneliness sometimes. But
I
like
can imagine.
yin yang, everything in life has good and bad sides. But you know, we have
That's
price for
true.
everything in life. But I love my life very much.
That's amazing.
And I must tell you something. I was not in Brazil never, and I'm fall in love in this part of the world. Really, I'm fall in love. And I love your language, so beautiful, so melodic. I love the temperament of your people and your music, your national music. And I dream to come to your country and to play some Brazilian composer with folk elements for your public, and to bring something from my country. It will be very nice mix, and I will dream about that. Maybe I will track that, as I say, that we track things what we want very much.
Oh, that would be amazing. I hope you can come to Brazil. And you know that my family, my grandfather was from Croatia, the ex-Yugoslavia. Also, he
Yeah,
came during the Second World War. So it
yeah.
would be a pleasure to see you here in Brazil playing Chopin. Can you imagine in
Chopin,
Brazil?
yes. I promise. I will do my best. I say I'm only 55 because I think that I just started second part of life. So, and I'm full of energy. I will do my best to try to come to your country and to meet you in life because you're a really amazing person. And I'm so happy to meet you, to know you. And thank you for making these interviews and this podcast. It's really very good things what you are doing, and I'm thankful from my side. I'm sure that whole artists you meet here, they're very thankful about this.
Oh, I thank you very much. It's amazing for me to be interviewing people like you. You do a great job. Classical music is something very important, and the way you play with passion, and people have to, keep this memory of the great composers,
Yes.
broadcast their music. This is a very amazing job. Thank you very much for being here with me.
Thank you, Julia, and see you in Brazil.
Thank you. See you
So
here.
let's pray together.
Yeah.
Love from me. Ciao.